a lot of people look and blame me and say that, yo, Buck ain't done this or didn't do this, or why you ain't do this, or why you ain't done that. But the real reality of it all, truthfully, is that I can only do what the powers that be allows me to do before it becomes breaking the law. You understand me?
Gorilla Drums.
Like to pop you, burn your body and bury them.
Hey yo, what up, man? It's Young Buck. Right now you're tuned in to Concrete Magazine. You understand me? I'm letting you know what's going on. The bag way, the Cashville way. Bow wow.
This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.
For the most part, it's a great thing. You know, it's great to watch the city grow. And see so many people come to the city and enjoy the city, and to actually, clean up certain areas and give it that feel of family feel. I think it's a beautiful thing that's going on with Nashville. Just the whole expanding of, if you go in any direction you look in Nashville, man, you see skyscrapers. So it lets me know that definitely, man, the city is growing. Well, one thing I do think that could at least be paid closer attention to is the fact that when you do come in and, look to clean up certain areas and tear down certain places, whether it may be the homes of people or the projects or whatever the case may be, you have to keep in mind of the families and their well-being. I just feel like, if things are handled fairly through those people that's either losing their homes or losing their establishments, it just has to be some type of common ground where everybody's satisfied. So if that's as long as that's taking place in a correct way, I would totally look at everything from a positive note. That's the only side of things that I would look at it as being, it's crazy because, a lot of these places that you see that's being remodeled or whatever the case may be, they were in neighborhoods where the crime rate may have been high, or violence, or whatever the case, drugs, or whatever the case may be. And it's always good to see those areas be clean and, develop into areas where people are even feel comfortable with riding through. You understand what I'm saying? It's always good to see that happen. But it's always, I think it'll be even better to see that happen, and those families that was once in that area not be treated as if they were kicked out and thrown to wherever they land at. At least give them the respect to the same respect that you looking for. Give that family or that business or whatever that same respect. Oh man, I want to see the urban side of things thrive a little bit more. I honestly realize Nashville's, as far as music, the biggest genre of music, of course, is country music. We're the home of country music. And I'm proud to be from Nashville. You understand what I'm saying? I make Cashville. I call this city Cashville. I was the one that bring Cashville to this city. And it wasn't because I disliked my city by far, or Nashville. I separated the city because I realized that one of the struggles I had coming up, trying to actually get on and be heard, was once I was to be in a room full of artists and say 3 is from LA, 2 is from New York. The other one is from Detroit. And I'm from Nashville. It almost stereotyped individuals to almost prejudge you because, you know, the genre of music is country music, and here we is in rap, and basically the stories or most of the stories in rap are dealing with the reality of the streets, or the reality of what a lot of it is just not based off of this everything is happy type of situation. And country music is not either. You understand what I'm saying? It helped me, of course, in the beginning of my career. What I always wanted to do was what I'm doing now, and that's to actually be accepted throughout my city, where when people see me, they don't have that fear of saying, yo, can I take a picture? Or, yo, can I have an autograph? I wanted to be able to move amongst my city the same way that I've always been able to move it before I became this international celebrity, you know? So I made myself accessible to this city by choice, not by force. You know, I made myself available for a lot of different events that's here, where you might see me here at times in clubs, you know, not being paid, but just there to be there. You know, all of these are things that I felt like in the beginning of my career were things that, and even now, that is just not being done. You never you never see a level artist at my level where you can kind of ride down the street at times and look over there and say, yo, there go Buck. You know what I'm saying? Without seeing 1,000 different security guards and all of that stuff. So, you know, I come from this city. I come from nothing. I come from the streets, and I was blessed to be able to take advantage of the opportunity I was given and make something out of it. And I also felt like me, you know, being here and making myself so accessible would motivate a lot of the other artists and just people in general to know that y'all can do it too. You understand? And that's why you see me so accessible for the people of my city. I've also come to realize that being so accessible sometimes can make people tend to forget who you are and what you stand for too. You know, I'm no different than any other human being, of course, but being so accessible could make you also have to deal with the same things that person that may not be as successful as you are. I'm still in that same environment, or I'm still in that place. So I've learned to separate it. You know, you used to see me a lot, and now you don't see me so much. You know what I'm saying? I've learned to separate it because I've also realized that, you know, going where I'm trying to go at, of course, I have to have a different approach about things too. I just think that the artists of Nashville are working with what's given, what platforms that they're dealing with for us from a local perspective, which is radio, your magazine. And so artists are only having so many different outlets from a local perspective. Club promoters, club venues, all of these things have to work almost in a collective place for an artist to grow. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that even during my time of coming up to become Young Buck, I dealt with some of the same issues that we are still dealing with today. And you know, that's what made me actually get outside and leave Nashville to go explore in different areas. Not to leave my city and go here to become a part of the next city. My whole thing was about going because I've realized that it's only so much that I could do here, and it's only so many doors that's open for urban artists. You know, when you have certain venues that I call it segregation in a sense. But when you have clubs and certain venues that choose to segregate, whether it's through skin color or whether it's through the genre of music that's actually coming into their establishments, you know, a lot of times that affects these artists' growth more than the artist even knows. You know, because you have to have a place, or you want to at least have a place to give these people your talent. And if there's only so many venues that's in this city, and those that are here for the city, if they got an X up, no, we don't want no rap music, because what happened over there, you understand what I'm saying? That's not fair. It's not fair to the people of the city. It's not fair to the artists to hold a whole city accountable for one's wrongdoing. So we have to learn, I think, overall as a city, to be open to other genres of music, as well as just as open as we've been to country music, and realize that we not only have some of the biggest country music stars, but we have one of the biggest, rap artists in this game and been here. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I feel like I've ever got my full respect from Nashville, from an entrepreneur side? Not at all. But I don't blame my city nor the individuals. I only look at myself and say, yo, now you have to get your entrepreneur on. So for me, I'm able to accept my wrong and, try to correct my wrongs and do it that way. But overall, I've also felt a lot of negative energy at times from artists that feel as if the fact of me being successful with my career, that I'm almost obligated, or I should go get somebody that's from here, or I should put this person on. And I've never understood that, because I realized that, for one, all of this is God's plan, even this interview. You understand what I'm saying? So me personally, I put mine into higher power, which is Jesus Christ in my life. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of individuals look at another person for that installment, I guess I would say. They looking for an installment from you into them that would automatically say, hey, you're a celebrity. But that installment that they need is not from me, they need it from him. Because that's what I done. I went and got the installment from higher power, and then I started to instill whatever he instilled in me into y'all. So I don't have the power of saying, hey, this artist is dope, or this artist is dope, go get him on. Here, you come sign with me, he's on. There's a process. It didn't happen for me overnight. I come from the gutter when it comes to actually having a grind to get where I'm at now. And not to say that every artist has to go through what I went through, or even take the route that I took. But I don't think artists should ever look, whether it's to me or anybody, as a person that can give them their success. It's up to you and what you work. But nothing more than I want to see in my lifetime is another artist from my city that becomes just as successful, if not more, than I've been. Because if you go to any of my interviews, for years I've always said, I'm just one artist that's made it out of this bubble. You understand? I'm one artist that's made it out of a bubble. But there's plenty more young bucks. Meaning it's other guys that's just as good as me, if not better, man, that's from this city. But it's up to them to get out here and push themselves. And you got to make yourself relevant enough where it makes sense for me to even deal with. Don't look for me to come get you. You understand? Make me have to come get you in a sense at this point, because I got me to focus on as well as the artist that's amongst my label. And that's what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm doing. I definitely feel like Nashville has its own sound, and I feel like, our sound is yet to be fully heard. Even me being from Nashville, I haven't actually got our sound to the world. I'm surrounded when it comes to G-Unit with an East Coast based group of guys, and I'm the only Southern artist, you know what I'm saying, in that place. Of course, I control my own everything when it comes to dealing with the music. But when it comes to the sound of Nashville, even through the success of me of being with G-Unit, my first project straight out of Cashville, and even Buck the World, those projects were created outside of the sound of us. I worked with a lot of producers that were not from Nashville or even aware of the sound of Nashville. And I think that's what's exciting right now with my music now, too, especially the South overall, is that, it's almost new to these people, but it's actually the Cashville way. It's the Cashville sound. It's our sound that I'm giving them. I've worked with, producers such as Bandplay, Steve-O, I'm really liking what the Greedy Money dude is doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing a few tracks from him. But working with these local producers, and I don't mean no disrespect by far when I say that, but actually producers that's from Cashville, it's allowing me to establish a sound for myself and a sound for the city as well. Now, you have all these other artists that, of course, we don't sound like each other. We make it our business not to sound like each other out here. And that's it. But from a production side of things, it's a tempo thing. I think it's dealing with Cashville. Every city that has a sound, it's not boom, boom, boom. No, it's the tempo. It's the wave of the music. You go to Detroit, they like a lot of the music sped up and speeded up fast. Memphis, they like a lot of crunk music. I think Cashville sound is more of a little in between both. You understand what I'm saying? A statement. It's a statement. Definitely. 10 Toes Down was a project that I created right after I got released from violating my last violation that sent me back to prison for 7 months. I came out, and before that whole violation came about, the energy of me dropping these mixtapes consistently, it has went through the roof, and I knew as soon as I get out, I had to jump right back out here and get right on it. So I figured 10 Toes Down, and the title basically explains itself. 10 toes down, I'm 10 toes down right now. You 10 toes down into this business that you're in, into this magazine. That's why it's successful as it is. I'm 10 toes down into this music business. So being 10 toes down is actually just being truly, standing for what you are involved in or whatever you stand for. Man, honestly, Bandplay is my guy. You understand what I'm saying? I've had a chance to watch both of these guys grow, Bandplay and Steve-O. I met both of these guys. Well, I met Steve-O a little bit before I had met Bandplay. Steve-O was around, right when I was experiencing my separation of G-Unit. That's when Steve-O had basically made himself around me with his music, and I'm really like what I was hearing, and just to watch him grow the way he's at now, I felt like, I'm gonna at least include these guys with my mission that I'm on right now, because I always felt like I owe them at least that much to rap on their music and give them that glow and that shine, as well as I feel like it's just like you said earlier, our sound. And I felt like those guys have so much history with me that they can provide that sound that I'm looking for. So Bandplay, he's produced multiple records throughout the Tennessee mixtape series that I created. And that's basically a series of mixtapes that I created. In the beginning, I was looking to do 10 tapes in 10 months. 10 songs, you understand what I'm saying? And I've got to number 5. The first one I dropped was, I think, 10 bullets. And then we dropped 10 bricks. And then I dropped 10 pints. Then I dropped 10 bodies. And then now you have 10 toes down. I really like 200 miles per hour. 200 miles an hour is a record that gives you it's up to date of, you know what I'm saying, some of the experiences of the things that I've experienced or I'm experiencing now. The actual intro, the first record you hear, 10 Toes Down, it basically is a statement. It sets the tone of where I'm at with things right now. You know what I'm saying? And my outlook of, how the game has treated me, or how I'm looking to even treat the game. I get straight to it. I don't waste no time. I'm also I like In Your Feelings, because that record right there to me is something that everybody can relate to, male and female. You understand what I'm saying? And those records are the best records that I feel like you can make as an artist, is those records where everybody can relate to. You'll definitely have an actual studio album. The only reason why you haven't had an actual studio album is only because, I was blessed to drop Straight Outta Cashville as my first album. It came out, it's past platinum. I'm almost looking at, I think, double platinum the thing is now. Buck the World is platinum. So after I dropped Buck the World is when I started experiencing certain trials and tribulations with my career-wise, contractually wise and all of those things. Me and 50 was separated. I was separated from G Unit for 8 years. Me and 50 didn't have not one conversation from 2007 up until 2014 or 15, I think. Not at all. Never spoke or none of that. He stand for something and I do too. When it all ended, we both realized that, man, we wasted a lot of time and a lot of years over nothing, because we both realized that we never had a beef, only just a big understanding. But whether it was his ego or mine, we both were able to put him to the side. And I can honestly say, man, my bond and relationship with my brother, man, those years that we were separated strengthened us and strengthened us in places where I even didn't know where it was weak at. So would I change anything that happened to me or in my past or anything that I went through with 50 or any of that? Not for one bit, because what we went through has made us, bonded and stronger. And honestly, man, I'm really enjoying myself and enjoying my career in music now, from a perspective of knowing that, knowing knowing that we have the same outlook, not just for me, but for him and for the label, and just on a lot of things in itself. We really realize how much we do have in common. I had no idea, honestly, bro. I had no idea. I was looking online, and I started seeing a lot of people like, yo, bro, this record is crazy, bro. 50 plays. So I immediately was like, oh shit, it is Sunday. So I had to go look at the show myself. So when I seen it, I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And I immediately called him. I FaceTimed him. Yo, you fucked me up with that one, Phil. He's like, what I do? I was like, oh man, the record, bro. And that record called Choose One. You know what I'm saying? And that record is actually on the Beauty Is the Beats EP that we released. You understand? And that record is not just me on that actual record. It's me, Lloyd Banks, Kid, and Yayo. You know, I actually just, you know, on the record and done the hook on the record. But that's a record that's collectively with all of us on there. I'm on more of the front of the record, so I think that much was played where everybody feel. And I think people just eager to see me on that show. They eager to see me do things with the camera. You see 50 and all the success, and then you look over here at times and see Buck and say, well, where's Buck? Or why this ain't going on? And everything is done, you know, a lot of times our schedules don't permit for me to be in the same place as 50 at times, or you know, he has other plans for me too, you know, or that I have other plans for me, you know what I'm saying? So those are some of the answers I could give you for those that may say, well, why you not here or why you not there, you know what I'm saying? There's not no problems or none of that, you know. It's just I've never relied on 50 to give me my success. I've never relied or counted 50's pocket as mine. And I think that's taken me a long way with 50 because, you know, 50 has so many people pulling at him in so many different ways and different directions that he's always been able to look over here and understand that, you know, nothing that you have, you know what I'm saying, materialistic and financially, you know, is what I respect you for. You understand? I respect you for the man that's in front of me. You understand? And the person and the opportunity that you gave in giving me. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm loyal to 50. You understand what I'm saying? For those that like it and don't. You understand what I'm saying? That's my brother. And we good. We pushing. You know what I'm saying? He's right now #1 television show in the world right now. With the Power TV show. Where he's in the making of BMF. It's going to be shot in a series, from my understanding, pretty much like Power. And most likely you'll probably see me in there a whole lot. I'm gonna ask Fifth, bro. I'm like, yo, Fifth, I think the people I think he already knows this, but I'm like, yo, bro, I gotta be the ghost of BMF shit. I gotta be the ghost of BMF, bro. You're not killing me, Phil. Nah, honestly, shout out to Budweiser, bro. For real, man. That's a great opportunity that was presented to me that I took very, very, very full advantage of, and I'm definitely thankful for Budweiser, man. Honestly, man, these people, I couldn't believe it. I got an email one day. It was like, yo, man, with Budweiser, your record is crazy. It's always been, you know, the whole thing, and we're looking to have it played in one of our commercials, and, you know, the breakdowns and all of that good stuff. And I'm like, for real? I'm like, damn, though, man. Shit, I wish I would have made the beat too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Polo. But yeah, honestly, man, it was a great opportunity. With Budweiser, and those are things that I'm realizing with my career, where it's just shocking me how, you know, I guess the change in me is opening the doors for so much more, where I have, you know, Budweiser here that's actually come and take one of my records and actually put it to one of their commercials. Then I have Saint Symphony, which is one of the biggest t-shirt lines in the world. I'm actually doing a collaboration with them, and they're gonna do a Buckshot line from their actual t-shirt line. and they're pretty pricey. Their t-shirts start out right around $100, $150 or things of that nature. Man, I got my hands. I'm actually working on a juice right now. Honestly, man, it's gonna be very interesting. As well as my own clothing line, Dope Boy University, Dope Girl University. It's in being redesigned, so the launch of that is coming very soon, like very, very soon. And what else I got, man? I got a lot going on, man. I'm just being all the way honest. Shout out to Vans. Matter of fact, I don't know if you got these. Shout out to Vans. Well, I know you ain't got these. I made these this morning. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all these. Shout out to Vans. Y'all ain't got these. And the only reason I can say y'all ain't got these because I made these, honestly, bro, like 3 days ago, bro. I made them like you can too, customize my own shoes. But shout out to Vans, man. I'm definitely looking to have a real good conversation with those guys. And the biggest deal that I'm doing far as Nashville goes is, I've always had this love for cars, man. Anybody that knows me, man, in the city knows that, I've always, kept something out there on these streets that's my love. And, I've lost a lot of money dealing with cars, but I realized this time when I got out of prison, I said, I'm gonna do it different. I got this love and wants for these cars, so, I wanted the Maybach. I went and got the Maybach. Or I wanted the Lamborghini. I went and got the Lamborghini. I wanted the Wraith. I went and got the Wraith. And then I'm sitting here like, what am I gonna do now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I wanted all these different things, you know what I'm saying? Now I got them, and now I'm sitting here like, all right, what am I gonna do? I can't drive this car. I can't drive this every day. So, I started, educating myself in different areas as far as what we have in the city and what we don't have. And of course you have different rental car companies and things of that nature, exotic rental car companies and that. But I wanted to do something different, bruh. I wanted to kind of do a leasing company. With me having high-end cars, I wanted to be able to, create like a leasing company where I could lease these cars to, I'm gone for months and months. I can't drive these cars, so why not lease the car to this celebrity or to this person or that person? And you don't have to be a celebrity. So I actually wanted to create a situation where I'm, have more of a leasing company and do it from that perspective. And I got blessed into running into these guys that's from the city, man. And they kind of have the same idea and the same thing going on. So I'm in talks with them. Actually, we have a deal tomorrow, man, and hopefully it gets sealed. We actually are wrapping up Back on My Buck Shit Volume 3. Volume 1 and Volume 2 was probably two of the biggest mixtapes of my career. Me and Drummer Boy are really, really, we have a chemistry that's just crazy. You understand? It's no different than my engineer, CC. You understand what I'm saying? Certain people that you have when it comes to this music, you have a chemistry with these people, and it's like, you can go create music with everybody, but it's a certain chemistry that you will have with certain people that's magic. And that's what me and Drummer has always had. And this project that I'm working on that's coming, Back on My Buck Shit Volume 3, it may be one of the dopest, well, by far to me, it's the dopest mixtape out of the Back on My Buck shits that me and Drummer has done. It is crazy. And I actually went with features on this mixtape, so it's really, really like that, honestly. I just wrapped up a record with T Grizzly the other day. Shout out to T Grizzly. But Cap One, 2 Chainz. I got Lil Boosie, of course. I got this mixtape is really gonna give the city of Cashville something to actually make people realize that we right here. You understand what I'm saying? And always been right here, straight up and down. Yeah, we always been right there. Because as long as I've been right there, we've been right there. I've always carried Caresville, you understand, and look for others to help me carry it. You understand? And I think that the city is doing very well when it comes to the process of getting to a level where there's multiple artists that's successful. We going through stages in the city. We went from the stages of hating each other. We went from the stages of trying to get together. We went from stages of, okay, now we're together. And then we went to stages of breaking up. You understand what I'm saying? So when you go through these different stages as a city overall, artists overall, and then you start realizing ain't shit coming from the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Why not scratch each other's backs? You understand what I'm saying? And you know, rely off each other's energy. It's no different than what you see going on in Atlanta. You understand? It's a beautiful thing to watch a city of different artists that's actually from the city and not from the city, but just to have that togetherness. Because it's truly not about where you're from. It's about where you're at. So, you know, me personally watching the city, I have nothing negative to say about the way that it's going about, because I know our time is now. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no, it's coming. Our time is now. I've watched my city go from all of these different things, and they put us we got put in a position where it ain't nowhere to go but up. You understand what I'm saying? We done fought so much with each other down here that we done all realized that it ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit and time consuming, money wasted, unnecessary headaches and everything else by trying to fight amongst each other, not support each other, pull each other down. You understand what I'm saying? The good thing about paying somebody attention and showing somebody love is that it don't cost you nothing.
This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.